Hello, my name is Javier Chagoyen Lázaro, Chief Financial Officer for the City of Oxnard. I will be presenting the budget and planning software acquisition and implementation. Recommendation that the City Council, number one, approve and authorize the City Manager to execute a 5-year agreement with OpenGov Inc. for OpenGov budgeting and planning software, as well as OpenGov reporting and transparency software for a not to exceed amount of $771,493. And number two, approve a budget appropriation of $60,110, the fiscal year 23-24 Information Technology Fund from available fund balance. Background. As indicated in the staff report, in October 2019, the city engaged in the implementation of a new enterprise resource planning system, or ERP, with Tyler Technologies to replace existing software and replace certain manual processes. The newer ERP system will support centralized and connecting data and automating certain city business processes and operations in 6 key areas: financials, human capital management, time and attendance, community development, asset maintenance, and utility billing. Financials was the first of these areas to go live in October 22. Core Financials, as the model is called, provides automatic control and electronic workflow approvals for purchasing, accounts payable, accounts receivable, project management, financial reporting, cashiering, and fixed asset accounting. Fiscal year 22-23 will be the first fiscal year that the external auditors will review the controls and financials recorded with the new ERP. In March 2023, during the ERP annual report to City Council, the staff shared that during the implementation of ERP financials, Tyler budget and planning functionality would not meet the city requirements to manage budget and planning processes efficiently. One of the major areas of concerns was forecasting employment cost. At the council meeting, it was mentioned that the staff would explore other solutions to support the budget and planning processes and would bring them back to council for consideration. The staff went through the evaluation process, received demos from 3 different software providers, conducted multiple references, and is presenting today's recommendation based on that analysis and the city's needs, not only to support the budget software, but also as a tool to assist with long-term financial planning. If recommended, if the recommendation is adopted, the software will be implemented before the end of winter 2023 and will start using the software during the preparation of 24-25 budget with full implementation for fiscal year 25-26 budget preparation. Why Oxnard needs a budgeting and planning software? The preparation of the city annual operating budget is a complex process that requires extensive coordination and collaboration among city departments with very tight deadlines. There are many moving parts and from multiple sources, like estimating staffing levels and the costs associated with the total estimated number of employees, department's proposed operating and capital expenditures, estimating different types of revenues and the impact on each of the city funded programs. All this information is received in multiple spreadsheets and it has to be combined, consolidated, and analyzed. To provide an idea of the magnitude of this task, I just want to mention that the city records its activities in 74 funds, like general fund, the water fund, 80 sub-funds, like the landscape, maintenance districts, sub-funds, 10 functions from general government to public safety, 17 departments like city attorney, fire department, or the housing department, 33 divisions like fire prevention or fire suppression within those departments, and 316 audit codes or accounts that help us to recognize revenues and expenditures. All the information received within these parameters is revised, allocated to different departments and programs to understand the full cost of implementing certain services to the community, and how those services are supposed to be funded. After multiple iterations, there are certain calculations to assign the appropriate budget to different programs that serve the community, identifying those funding sources. The information is presented to City Council for review and input, and later for adoption. Collecting and consolidating budget information from multiple departments is done manually, increasing the risk of errors, reducing the ability to provide in-depth analysis to support decisions from departments and programs, and limit their reporting capabilities to communicate the budget to the community and to support decisions by departments and city council. The utilization of software would automate certain processes and calculations, allowing additional analysis, helping identify the best way to allocate resources and the implementation of the city council strategic priorities. Additionally, the software will become a key tool supporting long-term financial planning, helping to meet long-term needs in the community. Staff define 6 criteria to evaluate the different budget and planning solutions demonstrations. The criteria is highlighted here, and we're going to go through all of them in a little bit more detail. The first one is efficient operating and personnel budgeting, including approval and version control. This means having the ability to electronically workflow operating and capital project budget requests from the different departments, have a consistent format for online submission of those requests, and also the ability to create what-if scenarios to estimate employment cost. Second one refers to the budget book and online budget preparation and presentation. So in addition to having an online tool to help internally to prepare the budget and long-term planning, this characteristic means to have the ability to create a budget document for city council review and approval, but also provide electronic access to the community through the transparency portal. So the residents have the capacity to drill down to specific components of the budget. At the same time, this will allow the city to follow best practice for budget plan and planning preparation. Third one is having multi-year forecasting capability. And with this, we meant the ability to improve the long-term financial analysis, supporting the city's strategic plan, and use the software as a tool to evaluate decisions and identify future needs and prepare the city to address those needs with visibility for the community. Number 4, integration with the ERP financials. And that is a key component because it refers to the ability to have access to present real-time data that can help to inform and make faster decisions with those actual data indicates that something needs to be addressed. Number 5 is the ability to have regular, efficient budget monitoring and reporting. And by this, we meant to be able to provide City Council and the different operating departments with periodic budget reports, identifying budget surpluses or budget shortfalls that will require certain reallocation of resources during the fiscal year, with the idea that we can better serve the community. And lastly, implementation. When we were working with this criteria, it was just to make sure that we're going to be able to implement this tool faster. So these criteria were then applied to the different demonstrations, and basically what we're selecting here are just for those vendors that provided a cost proposal. The table shows how each of the vendors met these criteria. And only OpenGov solution met all these criteria that the staff has predetermined. The incremental functionality comes to a higher cost of an average of $61,000 per year. The staff believes that OpenGov functionality supporting budget and long-term financial planning justify this additional cost. I would also like to mention that the OpenGov cost proposal would replace the existing financial transparency agreement with an estimated annual cost of $33,000 a year. So why would you think that OpenGov is the right solution for the city? Well, in addition to the we just mentioned that we think support budget and planning processes, there are specific areas where OpenGov, through the demonstration and the reference check, proved to be able to meet city requirements better than ClearGov. Specifically, those areas were the integration on the real-time data, the multi-year forecasting, and monitoring and reporting for both internal departments and for city council and the community. Improvement in all these areas will support decision-making and will drive transparency for Oxnard residents. Finally, just want to read the recommendation to City Council that the City Council, number one, approve and authorize the city manager to execute a 5-year agreement with OpenGov Inc. for OpenGov budgeting and planning software, as well as OpenGov reporting and transparency software for a not to exceed amount of $771,493. And number two, approve a budget appropriation of $60,110 in the fiscal year 23-24 Information Technology Fund from available fund balance. This concludes my presentation, and I will be available at the City Council meeting to address any question. Thank you.